So if you're thinking about moving to Strathmore, Alberta, or selling in Strathmore, Hillview is one of those neighborhoods that quietly gets attention without making a lot of noise. And that matters because some communities look good in photos, but when you drive through them, they feel ordinary. Hillview is different. It feels settled, it feels lived in, and it feels like the kind of place where people actually want to stay. Which city are you watching from today? Put it in the comments because I always like to see where people are watching from. Let me tell you a quick story. A lot of buyers start the same way. They search online, they look at prices, they compare square footage, and they think they are shopping for a house. But once they start driving through Strathmore, they realize they are not really choosing a house first. They're choosing a neighborhood first. That is where Hillview starts to stand out. The need is simple. Buyers want a home in a part of town that feels comfortable, practical, and stable. They want something close to everyday life, not something that feels cut off. They want green space, room to breathe, and a neighborhood that does not feel like it was thrown together in a hurry. Hillview answers that need because it offers a mix of mainly single-family homes with some townhomes and condos as well, which gives buyers more choice depending on budget and a stage of life. It is also known for being near parks, green space, and that matters more than people think. They are living there day after day. Real answers with Hillview is not hype. It's a balance. You get neighborhood feel that suits families, downsizers, and people who just want a quieter pace while still being close to Strathmore's amenities and everyday essentials. That is a sweet spot. A lot of buyers do not need flashy. They need practical. They need a place that feels right when they pull into the street. They need a home that has a chance of holding value because the area around makes sense. Hillview gives you that. And in Strathmore, that kind of balance is valuable because this town is not trying to be Calgary. It's offering something different. It gives you space and more relaxed space and access to outdoor living. The town of Strathmore highlights more than 50 kilometers of pathways along with parks and outdoor facilities across town. And that wider lifestyle matters when people choose where to live in Strathmore. Now let's get to proof. Proof is what separates a nice sales pitch from something real. Hillview is an established Strathmore area consistently showing active listings and buyer interest. Recent listing sources show homes in that community across a range price point, including properties around $500,000 to $600,000 and even up to $1 million. The broader community market pages show multiple active listings in Hillview estates. That tells you this is not a dead pocket in town. Buyers are looking there, sellers are listing there, and neighborhood stays part of the conversation. Another piece of proof is the location. Logic. Hillview also is close enough to the core of Strathmore. You are not isolated, but still offers that neighborhood feel many buyers want. And when you combine that with parks, pathways, and a mix of housing options, you get something that appeals to more than one type of buyer. It is important because broader appeal helps support long-term value. The neighborhood does not need to be the most expensive in town to be one of smart choices. Sometimes the smarter buyer is the one that gives you comfort, functionality, and a wider resale audience. If you are a buyer, Hillview is worth looking at because it gives you the choice without giving you a community feel. If you are a seller, Hillview has a story that buyers understand quickly. You are not trying to sell a dream that does not exist. You are selling a neighborhood that feels stable, practical, and livable. And that is often but gets homes sold. This is where a lot of sellers get it wrong. They talk too much about the house and not enough about the neighborhood. But buyers are buying both. In many cases, the streets, the feel, the access, and the lifestyle sells the house before they even step inside. That is why a place like Hillview matters. It is not just about walls and windows, it's about how the area supports the life people want to live. So if you are looking at Strathmore and wondering whether Hillview deserves your attention, the answer is yes. Not because it is loud, not because it is trendy, but because it checks the boxes that keep mattering year after year. Community feel, green space, housing variety, access to amenities, and a settling that feels comfortable. The moment you drive through, that is the kind of neighborhood people remember. That is the kind of neighborhood people recommend. And that is the kind of neighborhood smart buyers keep on their list. I'm Kevin Baldwin, and if you are thinking about buying or selling in Strathmore and want honest advice, reach out to me directly. Leave a comment so we can keep the conversation going. And these are all the homes I have sold.